For the latest film interviews, reviews, and everything making news in pop culture, subscribe to Film Companion now. Hi, Bhumi. Welcome to Spill the Tea on Film Companion. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, Sneha?
Very well, thank you. I'm actually wanting to just check in on you and how you're managing the whole shouldering of the film's promotion all alone. How's that going for you?
It's fine. There are days that I get some spasms, but I'm managing it. Listen, it's a lot of pressure, right? It's the first time that I'm doing this. And over the last few months, I have done films that have been driven by women and, they've been loved a lot. And it's good, but I've never really done this solo. And it's the first time that I'm doing it and I'm quite nervous. Um, it's a rather complicated film because it's so away from anything that I've done in the past. It's so away from any of the genres that I've done in the past. So yeah, I'm just a bag full of butterflies, like everywhere, not just my stomach.
I'll try and make it just a little bit simpler for you by ruling out the one question that you're kind of sort of sick and tired of answering. Let's just knock that off. What is it?
You know it, right? Like, what do I think about it being a remake and the comparison that I have with Anushka and the film? And I mean, my answer is that, if we are remaking a film, there will be comparisons, and I'm not shying away from them. What I have done in the film is my interpretation of what I understood of the script. The idea was not to do a Me Too or not to compete with the fantastic performance that she has given. Both of us, we are individuals, and I think the newness of the film is what we bring to the table.
But Bhumi, what did Durgamati give you as a film that you feel like you didn't get in the past? Like, what is that one thing about this film? What did it give you?
I think just the canvas that it gave me, apart from the fact that I'm shouldering the film and it's pretty much, I'm in the title role, right?
It's cool to say, na?
Which is very cool to see. I never Dolly Kitty gave me that chance, but it was me and Konkana. But in Durgamati, it's just the largeness of the film. The genre, for starters, I have not done a horror thriller. It's something that I wanted to do. But then a thriller, a conspiracy thriller with the backdrop and elements of horror is a very rare combination, right? And especially for a female lead. And I've been saying this over my past few interviews as well. You never ever see women with such power on screen. And by power, I don't mean empowering characters. That's all I've done my entire career, right? I mean strength, physical, machoism. And machoism is always something that we connect men with. And I feel that's not fair, right? You usually see all your male actors do these over dramatic, like, those typical low angle shots with the wind gushing in your face and slow mo. And I wanted to do that. I really did, and Durgamati gave me that chance.
There's also a lot of screaming. And I feel like it's not easy to do. Have you mastered the art of screaming for the screen? Like, how does one do that?
I don't think you can ever master the art of screaming for the screen because you don't know how much is enough. You know, there were days that I was really questioning myself. I was like, is this too much? Am I like, see, because usually the way I perform, I am kind of controlled, with my performance. But every character requires a certain tone or certain tonality. And this is what was required for Durgamati. It is like super commercial and massy. I hate using these words, but I can't think of a better way of describing Durgamati, but it is very massy. It's probably one of my massiest films, that I've done. So there were days where I was like, is it I mean, am I okay? Is this too much? Because I'm so scared that I'll underplay it at times, but then, a couple of days, and with the conviction that the director, the makers have on the material, I think that really helps. Just when you have a director who really knows his shit, like, who really knows what to do, because um the director is the same a gentleman who made the original as well, right? So Ashok sir was very clear about what he wanted to do differently, and I really just succumbed.
Other thing about horror is while it's scaring the shit out of the audience, while filming it, it can possibly quite be quite comical. Did you have any of these experiences?
Listen, every day, because I was like, what am I reacting to? I was like, you feel rather odd doing those things, right? It's rather awkward because I'm like contorting my body and I'm like doing these weird ass things. I feel for any actor to pull off this genre, you have to be rather uninhibited about yourself, correct? Because I'm making like these faces, and there's like, on other sets you have contortionists that actually do it. I have done this myself, because I kind of researched before we started Durgamati, and I was like, is that something we want to do? So a lot of times, like in India and in the West, you have like professionals that do it, but I kind of studied it, and Ashok sir is also a choreographer, so that also helped, right? And I was like, let's do it, but it's tough, yeah, because I'm reacting to things that I can't really see, or I can't really like feel. I can't really. There's just no stimuli around me, and I'm just like going. Either I'm getting scared or I'm scaring people or the audience. It was hilarious. It was intense.
Maybe the other thing about horror is, of course, you want to watch it in a theater, in a dark room with strangers, but that may not be an option for many people right now. So I want you to tell your fans the do's and don'ts of how you want them to watch Durgamati.
For starters, it's not a pure horror film, right? So you should definitely watch it with your family. I would watch it with my family because I also get scared. Okay, I'm not the kind of person who really is super chill about watching like a horror film. I get damn scared. So I think watch it with your family, and definitely have your volume up. Because there is screaming, but you have to enjoy all the audio visual effects that have gone into the film. That's the way. You should have a dark room for sure. And yeah, that's about it. I feel the film is strong enough for the film to just kind of suck you in.
Just
Give it a couple of minutes.
don't hit the pause button.
No, don't hit the pause button. But you know what? I'm confident enough that they won't be able to hit the pause button. I think so. I hope so.
Tell me, what have you learned about yourself in this shit show called 2020?
I think the biggest learning has been that I'm quite a patient person. Yeah. I love being by myself, while the whole world complained about not being able to meet people and friends. I was loving it. And I think I'm super, super productive when I'm working by myself. Also, because you know what? I'm a control freak. It's very difficult for me to delegate work. So I'm rather enjoying the process of, doing your hair and makeup, getting ready, setting up for like interviews, because it's also been a very productive lockdown for me, and thank God for that.
But you moved from a situation where you would enter a room and eight people minimum followed you in to setting your own frame yourself and, like you said, doing your hair and makeup. How
Yeah.
transition did that take?
Um, it took me some time because, as actors, you are rather spoiled. You have a large entourage, you have people that are constantly tending to you. And as I said, you kind of lose your independence, right? Because even when you want to do things, your work is such that you can't, right? And rightly so, because when I'm promoting, there's so much that's going on. There are professionals to do so many things. And I don't really mean like the styling, hair, makeup bit of it. Just generally, you are really, really taken care of. And it's been rather liberating, as I said earlier, to be able to do these things again, because that's some amount of normalcy that you reconnect with on a very human level,
Mhm.
right? Because in the lockdown, when I'm cleaning my house, I'm doing normal things that I couldn't really do over the last few months, even if it's something as small as pressing my mom's feet, only because I didn't have the time to do it, or making tea for her, or you know I usually clean my room, so that's not something, because it really gives me a lot of peace, just kind of cleaning the house. But just these small little things, I think they really kind of reconnect you to the person that, I mean, at least reconnected me to the person that I was growing up. It really kind of humbled me. This entire experience really, I think it was a great learning for all of us, because like nature's given us one tight slap.
Yeah.
and told us that you're not as invincible and you're not as great as you thought you were.
Finally, before I let you go, it's a very serious question. You're a young,
Okay.
good-looking single girl. What does a state of prolonged lockdown do for dating prospects?
What do you think? There's no travel, there's just no time. No, there's a lot of time. There are no opportunities to meet any new people. The lockdown has been rather tough on single folks. And I think that's why I found like this connection with myself. And that's when I realized that okay, I don't mind this solitude because there was a lot of traffic that was kind of out of my life, which was so great. And I am getting super candid, so I should just shut up now.
Thank you so much.
Thank
What
you.
it is. So I feel you, sister. All the best with Durgamati, and thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for your honesty and just your time. It was lovely chatting with
Thank you. Thank you, Sneha. Hi, this is Bhumi Pednekar. If you've enjoyed listening to me and Sneha, please subscribe to Film Companion.